Everybody, welcome to another version of Bill Roden on Sports. I'm Bill Roden, coming to you from upstate New York. And just as a postscript, man, I forgot to mention this. So I just basically just came back from Boston, and then on my way back, got into a fender bender. Uh, yeah, man, this cat, you know, in my bronze bomber, you
Right.
know, beautiful day, everything is mellow, everything's going right, wonderful,
This
you
was
know.
when today.
Yeah, just today.
Uh-huh.
And some cat, these people who like tailgating, all this cat's behind me, honking the horn, honk, honk, honk,
Honking the horn.
honk.
Were you on the highway or the
I
regular?
was like getting ready to, I was like on Lefferts Boulevard.
Okay.
And so this cat, up on me, and then he darts out and comes around and then cuts in front of me and hits my bumper and takes off my fender.
Really?
I'm like, oh man, so that took a whole 2 hours for the insurance and the police department. And meanwhile, I'm listening to Orlando, a miserable Detroit Orlando game, thinking that there'd be some juice there, and there's none.
No
So I'm
juice.
like, man.
So
So
wait, what
yes,
did he have to say? I mean, he's darts in
no,
front.
no, he kept going. It was a hit and run.
A hit and
The,
run.
the guy hit and then kept going. He kept going. In fact, I should show you. I've got a video. I got a video of it.
Did you get the
I don't have it,
license?
but unfortunately, no, he didn't have a license on the front. But the person, there was a woman who was next to me. I guess she's got a camera or something. And maybe I know if that's a new thing that everybody's got
I
like a,
think it is. I don't
a
have one,
camera.
but I've
I,
seen.
I
I
guess
keep seeing clips of people having.
everybody's got one. But
Yeah.
she videoed this guy and the whole thing. Um, and I showed it to the police. When the police came, I sent them the video. So, I figured if it was like if this cat was like a terrorist, they would with all the video they had, I'm
They could
sure
get
they
it.
would find out who this guy is.
Right.
They
Right.
would get the decal, the registration, or something. This guy would
Yeah.
not get away.
Right.
But oh man, it's unbelievable. So
That's
that's
terrible.
my identification with. I associate that with the NBA playoffs, you know. But yeah, so I was coming from Boston. I wrote this column about Missoula, but the column first went up on Friday,
Okay.
and it was about how, as chaotic as the Boston sports scene is, the Red Sox just fired Alex Cora and the entire coaching staff,
Right.
and then with the ongoing Grable Rossini scandal,
Right.
that this eccentric Boston Celtics coach was like the only stabilizing force in Boston. The
Right.
Bruins had just gotten eliminated, so the whole piece was about Missoula, this very odd, you know, but good brother coach, you know, who puts, somebody once asked him, Vince Goodwill, I think, when there were two, he was facing Jason Kidd in the finals, and somebody, Vince, I think, asked him about all the black coaches who faced each other, and what'd you think about it? And Missoula's comment was, were they Christians? And everybody, like, even white people, stopped. Like, what? What is this goofy brother? I said, what? Talking about what what is they call it, cornball brother, you know. But but I wrote that, and so that was the story. The column went up Friday, and then I said, well, they play Saturday, so let me go there just to update it, because remember, they lost Thursday. I think they went down to Philadelphia. They had a 3-1 lead,
Right.
then was 3-2, then 3-3 with Game 7 on Saturday. So I'm like, well, let me go there and update the column and rewrite it, if he, because it'll still be online. So if he wins, then I can just insert about how, yeah, and if he loses, I'll say, well, even despite the losing, with the Grable thing and Rossini and Boston Red Sox, he's still, of all people, this guy represents stability. And of course, they lost. And I guess I was surprised. I haven't seen it online. I know Gary, our friend Gary Washburn,
Right.
is kind of. I would say Gary kills him, but even at the post game press conference, he said, whenever you lose, he said, well, you have this whole 3-point thing. I mean, are you going to reassess it? I mean, are you going to keep on doing this? You know,
And
and
what do
then
you say?
Missoula, well, then he read the stats. Well, we 34%, 67, or something. You
Right.
know,
Right.
like in other words, no,
No.
he's not. He's gonna keep on doing it until they fire him, which
Right.
they may. Two more seasons ending like this.
Oh yeah.
He didn't got that much rope.
No.
Okay, you won the. Even they're saying even when you won, you had a tailor-made team. You had a with Tatum and Brown. You know, but so the year before that, remember, that's when they lost to Miami. They were down 3-0 to Miami, and then they came back up all the way back, and then lost, I guess, game 7. But then the next year they won. So people are like, oh, okay, all right.
Right.
Then the next year, Tatum gets hurt. Last season, Tatum gets hurt. So they say, oh, okay, well, we don't expect anything. So, of course, they end up having a great regular season.
Second
And now
second
they're talking about,
seed. Second
yeah, second
seed.
seed. They're talking about him being coach of the year. And then, you know, you go from them not expecting anything to having a great regular season and then going up 3-1 on Philly, thinking, man, we home free.
As the 2 seed versus 7 seed. Right. So yeah, you're right. You had a surprise regular season, but now everybody thinks you're good. Tatum comes back.
Right,
People are talking about, they were going to come out the East. They were the favorites to come out of the East.
right. All of a sudden.
And so you go 3-1 up against a 7 seed and let them come back and win. That's not I don't care what happens. That's not a good look.
Right.
And and then this mysterious Tatum
And
injury. I guess
Tatum is hurt again.
he hurt his
Not
other knee. He hurt
his other leg. So some people they speculated, well, because he was overcompensating, for the Achilles injury. But whatever it was, he ain't there. So
yeah, and I wonder what happened with that, because the initial story was, he got hurt game 6, didn't come back, and they're like, oh, one of the reasons he's not coming back is because it was a blowout, so they didn't want to put the starters back in.
right,
They're saying he's fine. They basically said after the game, we think he's fine.
right,
Then about a couple hours before the game, they list him as questionable, and everybody's like, oh wait, I thought he was fine. And then an hour before the game, he's out.
right.
So was it like you think that we don't know, I guess, but I
And then
mean,
somebody asked Missoula something like, "Did he come to practice?"
right.
And Missoula just glared at the guy. He didn't even answer. He just he just glared at the guy and didn't say anything.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
weird, man. It's a weird guy.
so
He's a
he's a
weird
weird
guy.
guy.
And I also thought it was weird how he handled game 7. Um, okay, Tatum doesn't play. That's a big deal. But then he starts like 3 guys. Who he started Brown, he started and Derek White, and then 3 other guys
Yeah,
who
3 other
were like
guys. Yeah,
usually at the end of the bench or close to
yeah,
the end of the bench. And there was no explanation for it. I was listening to the pregame, the Boston Celtics radio pregame, and they were shocked. Like, what is this? I don't know. I don't know. This is a weird lineup, but hey, I think Missoula is kind of accepted at this point as a basketball genius. They're like, oh, whatever he
right,
says, it must be the right thing. And
right.
they come out flat. They're instantly down about 10 points,
Yeah,
and he doesn't really answer why he did that. And he's just he's an arrogant guy. I don't know if it's arrogance or just I don't know what it is, but it's just,
he's odd.
he's odd.
He's an odd guy. He definitely marches to the beat of his own drummer.
And I like him, and I root for him and like him. So but he's odd.
He got 2 more. He got 2 more years. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know how many years on his contract, but all eyes next year. If he goes next year with an exit, and the year after that with an exit, is over. Because
Right.
then by that time, they're going to be talking about what to do with Brown and Tatum.
Oh
How
yeah.
long is that
I don't
experiment going to
in
last?
in today's day and age, Bill. I don't know if there's anybody who has more of like a 2-3 year runway.
Right,
No matter what
right,
you've done,
right. And
you
yeah,
have
back,
two
and
you have
that's
two
right.
3 years disappointing. I guess Spoelstra is an exception.
Spoelstra is the exception, but that's it. Mike Brown. They talk about Mike
No,
Brown.
Mike
If
Brown,
you know,
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, if he didn't win, I mean, if he didn't get past Atlanta, was he in trouble? I said, man, this guy just been there for 1 year.
Hey, I could see I could see the Knicks and Dolan doing him
They did. They
like
did. Your boy.
worse. I could see him doing him like as an NFL analogy. I could see them doing him like your boy Antonio Pierce from the Raiders. How they did
Oh
him.
wow.
Just use the brother for a year and get
Right.
rid of him for no reason.
Or like
You
the
know.
Patriots did to.
Oh, that was even worse. That was even
Yeah.
at least Antonio Pierce. You could see that was the angle with the kid, the guy from New England who Mayo.
Mayo, right? Gerard Mayo.
Kraft had me believe like Kraft had me believing like he really liked the guy and
This
wanted
is our guy,
this is
and
gonna
we
be for the
groomed
long
him.
haul, you know.
Then they said, "Nope, got to go." So yeah, man.
And
So we'll see
in
about
comes Vrabel. Speaking of
yeah.
Vrabel,
Oh yeah, Grable, yeah, Grable and Rossini. Speaking of the sex meet, uh, I know we're all out of order. You know, the WNBA season is
right,
upon us. I mean, the preseason, and one of the big stories emerges. You know, when Azzi Fudd has her first press conference, you know, it was all nice and rosy and all that, and then one of the reporters asked him about his relationship with Paige Becker,
right.
and he said, do you think are you still in a relationship, and have you talked to her about how it's going to affect the chemistry? And she was like stunned. She looked over at the PR staff. Now you gonna get me out of this? And the staff said, "Oh, well, we understand you got to ask that question, but right now we want to stick to basketball, something like that," and just shut
Right,
it down. But as you
right,
mentioned, Paige Becker, who we like a lot, you
right.
know, usually she answered the question. She was very she handled like I guess she's the pro in that relationship. You know, she
Yeah.
said, "Well, that's her personal life, and we understand what you got to do, yeah, blah, blah, blah." And she's very charming and kind of threw us all red meat. You know, the media. She threw us all the red meat we wanted. We okay, all right, all right. That's fine. So, no, man, you can't make it, Jamal. You can't make this stuff up, man. It's,
I mean, yeah, that's a an interesting dynamic in
Would
sports
you
that
have
we don't.
asked that? Would you have asked that question at the first press conference? Az Fudd's a rookie. Everybody knows about the relationship. Would you have asked that question? Would you have asked
I
Fudd? Have you spoke to Becker? I mean, would you broach it? Was that
I
was
think
that the right question?
I was just about to ask you that, Bill. But I
I
don't
would
think
ask. I would
I
thought it. I would ask.
yeah, I don't think I would have asked. I'm pretty sure I would not have asked that question. But let me tell you, it was the number one question I had.
Yeah, I
So
think a lot of people.
I would have suppressed my own
And
my own
hope
instincts.
that somebody else answer
Right,
it.
because that's what I did want to know that to answer that
Yeah.
question. When Az Fudd was drafted number one, and I didn't, I wasn't following the WNBA mock drafts, so I didn't really have an idea of who was projected number one. I knew Az Fudd was a very very good player, but I was kind of surprised that she went number one, right? Even though she's very good, but I didn't think of her as the best player in the country. Like I just didn't think
Right.
like that. But so when it happened, I'm like, wow, like she's in a relationship with Paige Bueckers. It was like, first of all, they played together. Background, of course, they played together at UConn for a few years. I remember I was at the Big East press, the Big East Media Day the last couple of years, and I would stay for the women's and talk to both Az Fudd and Paige Bueckers when they were there, and they did have they had a very they had a bunch of inside jokes between them all the time, always laughing. But I didn't know that they were in a relationship. Then it
Right.
comes out after Paige Bueckers leaves and goes to the WNBA. It comes out that they are in a relationship. Okay, wow. I'm like, okay. So now fast forward, Az Fudd comes out the next year. Dallas has the number one pick again. They select her, and I'm thinking, wow, she's in a relationship with Paige Bueckers. I'm assuming that's still the case. Um, how does that work, right? And I'm
Right.
like, because we all know how intimate relationships go and can
Right.
go, right? So that, like, what if things go badly? Like, what
What
if
if
they
they
break
break
up?
up?
Yeah, what if they
Right.
break up? What if one of them cheats on the other?
Right. With a teammate.
Right. And then also, she was drafted number one. Did Paige Bueckers play a role in that? Like, were they trying to
Well, they said that.
satisfy her? Like, how does that
Yeah,
work?
they said. Well, of course. What are they going to say? They said
Right.
no. She
Right.
had nothing to do with it. Of course, what are you going? But all the point is,
The question
these
is
are
valid. That's the
all
point, right?
questions. The question is valid. Are you going to ask it? We both copped out and said no. We thought it, but the
Right.
one reporter asked the question, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Ask the question, and they shut it down. But then Paige, came back because you knew that if you didn't address it, this is going to linger all through training camp. It's always going to be asked. But I'll give the credit to the guy who
Right.
uh, who asked it. That because of all the just even basketball wise,
Right.
But the other question is how in the WNBA, these I mean it's considered normal
Right.
that the players have relations with each other.
Right.
Not the NFL,
Right.
not Major League Baseball,
Right.
not the NBA. I mean, if this stuff happened in any of those leagues, it would be a bombshell.
Right. No
If
question about it.
I mean, a bombshell.
Right.
And the president would probably weigh in. You have like
uh,
the conservatives
right.
kind of talk about the leagues are going to hell, and you
Right.
know, but I just think I've never had. Maybe we should have somebody else. Is it that the WNBA is just very, very super enlightened and very free and open, and all these other leagues are closeted? They said we can't. We no way are we going to deal with that.
And it's 100% that. But it's also society. We accept these type of relationships from women to where it can
Right.
be more out in the open, whereas men, we haven't had, like, I don't think we've had an openly gay player.
Well. Remember in the NFL, Michael Sam.
That's right.
Remember that
That's
was a
right.
big deal, and
That's right.
that would dominate the whole. Is anyone going to draft
And
him?
did he play in the NFL?
Well, somebody, I
I know
think
he's
St.
drafted
Louis.
pretty high, but did
I
he?
think
He's
I don't
not.
know, but St. Louis, but he's out. I
Right.
think he may have lasted 1 year, 2 years.
If that.
If that,
Right.
because people are like, I don't want him in my locker room.
Right. Right. And we
So
know, and I just thinking about this WNBA thing and how it's out in the open. I don't doubt that it's possible it could be happening in, not to the same level, but we don't
right,
know. It could be it could have happened or be happening in the NBA circles. And I don't doubt that in the years to come, we
right,
might be dealing with that,
right,
these type of issues.
right, and it'll be very fascinating to see the play. How it plays out. Whether the person's drummed out the league or
Right.
whether he gets in fights in the locker room.
And and that's and don't get it twisted that this is one of the draws for the WNBA is this.
Right,
It's like you have this like whole soap opera, like true soap opera appeal to the WNBA because you see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, even before this Paige Bueckers and Azzi Fudd stuff
right,
comes out, because like you said, it's kind of commonplace that this happens in the WNBA,
right,
and so you'll have stories like, oh, she's playing her against her ex tonight.
right. Exactly.
Oh, her
They
ex was
broke up.
traded back to
Right,
them to her team. They have to
right,
coexist. Like it's
right. Yeah, I mean, but I just find it to be it's fascinating. It's fascinating how normal it is. I mean, even I remember after when you see like the championship, the players will bring out their partners and their children. You know,
right, right,
you
right,
know, like yeah, of course. This is what else is new. It's
right,
like doesn't everybody do this?
right, right.
So
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the WNBA, Bill. I'm looking forward
yeah,
to it.
yeah, we got that'll probably be their first game will be on TV.
Oh yeah,
And
oh
then
yeah,
stay tuned for the scandal if they break up or
right,
you know
right.
I saw some practice where they showed them they were playing against each other, and it was like part of the news clip. They were like playing against each other. So You know,
right.
once we get this, once we get our like a dog or the bone, man. Once you get that,
And Azzi Fudd, very attractive player. I mean,
she's beautiful.
Paige better watch out. For the other
Well, I
players.
mean, again, since we're gone there in terms of journalistically, what happens if, like other players, like hits on her, and then it becomes a thing where they break up, and now she's going with so and so with the Minnesota Lynx,
Right, right, right.
and that becomes is that, and then she's got to answer that in the press conference, you know.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind how Paige handled it, and like you said, she handled it.
No, it was great.
Yeah,
And she's no, it was very reasoned
mhm,
and thoughtful, you know. So I'm like, yeah, I like Paige Bueckers.
yeah.
So it's all good. Okay, so we
Good
got
luck to
that.
them. Good luck to them.
Good luck to them. Good luck to them. In fact, one of my former students at the Cronkite School, Arizona State, Alexis Davis, who's also a Rhoden Fellow. She went to A&T. She does play by play for the Dallas the WNBA team, the Dallas Wings.
Wow.
She's a play by play person.
Oh, we need to have
So
her on ASAP.
we should. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned it. Oh, man, where are my journalistic chops? We need to have on like next our
Yeah,
next time we tape. We need to
seriously.
have Alexis on.
Maybe right in time for the WNBA opener.
Yeah, we should. That's a good thought, Jamal. We need to get Alexis Davis on to talk about the team and all that. And she's been there for a couple of years, so she knows the whole thing. So yeah, good. Alexis Davis. Remember, we'll have her on.
Yes. Now,
Uh,
moving to the league where some of this kind of stuff would be closeted.
right.
The NBA, NBA playoffs.
the manly
The
league.
manly NBA playoffs are underway. And of course, we talked about Boston and their shocking defeat to Philly, but that means that Philly, now you have a Philly New York conference semifinal matchup, and either one would have been, like, from a Knicks perspective and a Knicks fans perspective or New York perspective. Um, New York Boston would have been, it'd have been on fire, all that kind of stuff. No difference with New York Philly.
Right. That's exactly. That's kind of a half step, if that, a half drop down. But that's going to be a great series. I think with
I think so.
Embiid
It could,
and
yeah,
Cat
it could be. I
and
mean, Philadelphia has talent, young talent, Maxey, the rookie Edgecombe. Of course, like you said, Embiid is back playing well. I remember the guy is like people forget he's a former MVP. Like just a couple of years ago, he's like
right,
4 or 5 time first team All NBA. Because I hear people like acting like as if they forgot, like he's a
right.
he's a bust and just complete
I,
watch. You
I
know,
know, which is he's never played in the finals. I don't think. I
no,
think he's played in the NBA finals. So
no.
this is a big deal for him. I mean,
Oh yeah,
in terms of legacy,
yeah,
because you're right. You're right. People do consider him which is bizarre, a bust. But he's always hurt.
right.
I mean, that's one of the legacies is that he's always injured at the
True.
wrong time.
Right,
And
right. That's the problem. The wrong time. Because,
he,
like I said, he's been an MVP. He's been an MVP runner-up. He's been, a top 5 player for about 5-6 years of his career. But you're right. Even within those years, he's gotten hurt in the playoffs.
right,
You know,
right. It's the wrong time.
right.
So this has got to be, and now you're going to play on a big stage against the Knicks. Cat. Everybody's falling in love with Carl Anthony Towns. See how long that lasts. Somebody he was just on an episode of The Devil Wears Prada.
Really.
Yeah, the new Devil's. Yeah, he was just in an episode of it. So that's why people love Cat and don't
They're,
like him.
the Knicks got all these commercials out,
Right. So I mean, I think that would be good. Who do you? I mean, You're a Knicks fan.
Used to.
Well, no, no,
Knicks fan.
you used to be a Knicks fan. Now
Grew up.
you're
I was a Knicks fan in those Patrick Ewing days, Starks, and then even into Carmelo, and then after that I was out. But
right,
what I noticed about the fandom, Bill, since you haven't been a fan in a long, long time,
right.
right, of
Since I
any
was
team,
16.
right? But it doesn't come back. Like once you let it go, you can't manufacture it, because I watch Knicks games and I'm like, my family's rooting for the Knicks and I'm just like trying to root along, and then I'm like, I really don't care.
But then you used to care about the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I think the Nets took over once the Nets came. I was like, okay, if I'm going to root for a team, I'm rooting for something with Brooklyn on the chest. Okay, so now I root for the lowly Brooklyn Nets, but it's not even I'm not a true fan. They're terrible.
Right. So the only fan you're really a fan of is the Mets.
Right. I grew up a diehard fan of the Knicks, the Mets, I guess the Jets and the Eagles for some reason.
Okay.
The Jets and the Eagles. And I think the Eagles was due to like Randall Cunningham, or and then they had McNabb. So it was that kind of thing. And
race. Always talking about race. Always race.
Hey, I can't help it. I had no choice. So then at this point, the only one I'm still a fan of is the Mets, and it's torturous.
And they barely have a franchise. It's like historically, I mean, one of the worst. So when are they going to fire this guy? Or I mean, is it too much of a cliche that they said we don't want to fire him? Maybe they'll do it at the All-Star break. Maybe he figured they'll get hot.
Everybody else, the Red Sox started off terribly. They fired their manager, like you said, Cora. The Phillies started off terribly. They fired their manager. The Mets, we're the above, like the holier than thou franchise. We're not going to do that. Oh no, that's overreacting. First of all, this is the same manager that collapsed last year at the end. He collapsed. They had the best record for the first 2/3 of the season, and he collapsed.
Right.
And then you start the next season, and you're terrible. That's enough. What more do you need? What more do you need?
Well, let's get him to the All-Star break.
And then we're 40 games out of first place by then.
40?
No, I'm saying by the time the All-Star break comes, at this pace.
How many you chat GPT? How many I know. I know Chat GPT couldn't do this show. Yeah. But how many games out are the Mets? Do we know?
Yeah, I mean the Mets.
Well, we can look at. It's double digits probably.
Yeah, I mean, they just won 2 out of 3.
Okay, so see, he's turning around, Jamal.
Yeah,
he's turning the ship around.
Well, remember they lost 12 straight, Bill. So turning around, I got to see at least a 10-game win streak somewhere.
Well, that's how would you be happy if it was 8 out of 10? What about 8 out of 10?
I would.
8 out of the next 10.
The Mets are right now 12-22.
Okay.
That is the worst record in majors.
But forget that. How far are they behind? Who leads their division?
They're behind the Braves by 12.5 games already. And a wild card. Let's see how far they're back.
It's all about the wild card.
Okay, they're 8 games out of the wild card. I mean,
okay. That's doable.
We're 34 games into a 162 game season.
We're not even at look, this is May, man. When is the All-Star break? Isn't it July or something?
Something like that.
So we have a lot of time. You'll be whistling. You can be whistling the whole tune about All-Star break.
That's true.
Be talking about, man, we're only like a game out.
Well, here's the deal: when they were like 7-9, and and Mets fans were going crazy, like we're terrible. They were 7-9 at this point. I came out with a video saying I have an unpopular opinion. Calm down, Mets fans. It's just we haven't even played 10% of the season yet. Just calm down. I like some things I saw. Then they proceeded to lose their next 10 games after I made that video.
Okay, well,
so I've been converted to the let's get rid of this goddamn manager.
So, but then what's that going to do?
Nothing. You're right.
Nothing. I mean, you can't. It better fire the team.
But I the manager Mendoza, I do think he makes mistakes. He's like just the other day he didn't challenge a play that cost him the game. Like they cost him a run. He didn't challenge it for some reason. That's a coaching decision, to challenge or not challenge.
Right. Did they win today? They win today?
They won today, 5-1.
So, 5-1. Big victory. So come on, man. Don't fire. What's his name? What's the manager's name?
Mendoza.
Mendoza. Oh,
Mm.
is he related to Mendoza, the Raiders?
Not not that I know of. I don't think so.
Anyway, maybe that's why they are related.
Yeah,
Mendoza has
maybe.
some juice. You can't. He's my uncle, man. You can't fire. You can't fire him. You know. But
Right.
that's another thing. Missoula. Before we, kick. He said that somebody asked about the coach of the year, and he said he thinks it's a stupid award. You know, it's a stupid award. They said, "Don't ask me about it again." He thinks it's a stupid award. So well, you ain't gonna get it. You know, but it's a stupid award. So I said, one thing I was gonna ask him if they won, because I wasn't gonna ask if they lost. I wasn't gonna be the one to get, you know, people. As long as I've been doing this, you still don't want to ask a question and somebody just like blast you. Get up and walk out.
Even though nowadays you'll
That's
go
dumb.
viral, you'll go viral
Well,
for it, right?
it's no. I think that's the whole thing. You go viral. I think you just have to have the guts to like deal with it. If you could
Right.
deal with it, you could be famous. If
Right.
you could deal with it going viral and everybody commenting, and but back in the day we had shame, so you wouldn't want that. Now you're right. You want it. You want that. And then, man, they did this. Whoa, man, there's a brother asking a question, and it creates the thing. And then, if you really want to throw kerosene, I'd say something, you
Right.
know, and
Right.
then that would create a big viewer. If you have no shame, if you just say fuck it, you can really become Instagram famous, you
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
and then you get like 18K,
Right.
commenting on it,
Right. No, I
Maybe
mean
I should have asked
there's
him.
plenty of those people. You know.
I should have asked him the exact question he didn't want to be asked, so that he could say something disrespectful, and then I could blow it up on Instagram.
That all these people come to your defense.
Yeah,
It would be great, Bill. It would be great. You'd have like Deion Sanders come to your defense or something like
that's
that.
right. That's right. May even have like the White House. Depending on which way the wind is blowing. Clarence Thomas may tweet it out.
Oh no, 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 no! If that happens, then you know you did wrong. If Clarence Thomas is on your side, you messed up.
Well, not it depends, man. Not if it comes attached with millions. You know,
Well, that's true. That's true.
because then you get a book deal. You know, then they want to do a documentary.
The
You know,
time Bill Roden asked Missoula the wrong question.
that's right. It'll be one of those things, like they have like the lion. These things that are clearly AI. When the gorilla picks up the lion, slams it down, and then it'll be. Oh man.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
And
But yes,
and Missoula's how old? Like
he's
gotta
only
be like
37.
yeah, it's crazy.
Last night he went there after he got out. And he'll always have his wife and his three kids there.
Really, right, like right in the press in the
Well, not
press
in the
conference.
press conference, right
Oh,
outside. Then
right.
and they go home. Basically, say, hey man, it's about God and family.
I
You
hear
know.
that. I hear that.
So, but anyway, so let me cross that out. There's one last story we have to worry about them. Who do you like? So predictions. Knicks
Knicks.
76ers.
I'll go Knicks and six. Knicks and six. I just think just the more experienced team. The Knicks were there last year. Uh, who knows if Embiid even can finish the series? Think
Well,
about that.
that's the wild card.
Right.
At any given, I thought he may have gotten hurt yesterday against.
And twice it looked like he did.
So I think you raise a great question. That it's just a matter of time. It's kind of like Kyrie Irving, and
Yeah.
other people say, okay, it's just a matter of time before they get hurt. So
Right.
with Embiid, and it'll probably be again at the worst possible time. They're up, whatever. Then the report comes. Embiid's got a strain, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And it could be anything. I mean, he just had an appendectomy. Out of nowhere.
I know. So
You know,
who knows?
it could be anything. Anything. You just don't know. Remember, he had like Bell's palsy or something. Like he's had everything.
Something like that. Maybe they'll get the mumps. Have the measles.
He'll get like shingles or something. Yeah.
Something like that. Well, so we'll see. So you could choose the Knicks because at some point you don't know when, but Embiid is going to be missing.
Right. And things are, this could be the next year in terms of getting to the finals. That the other Detroit on the other side of the East, Detroit gets through. Detroit is the 1 seed. But they kind of, Orlando exposed them a little bit. As they're not unbeatable. Um, they sneak by Orlando, get out of that series, and they're going to play the winner of this Toronto Cleveland game 7 that's going on right now. And
Yeah,
Cleveland's up 8 now in the third quarter.
right. So that could be a pretty compelling Detroit Cleveland, good old Rust Belt Minnesota. I mean Midwest
Yeah.
kind of game. And what about Minnesota? I mean OKC and the Lakers.
Uh,
LeBron, 41 years old,
OKC
playing great.
in 4.
Oh, a sweep.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over. I mean, I
Wow,
think I think that first round was the LeBron James.
that's it.
And it was great. It's amazing that he could get that done at age 41 with no help, by the way.
Right.
But he would need a bunch of help to. I mean, OKC in game 1, they are 17 and a half point favorites, Bill, to win game 1.
Wow. Wow.
Like they're supposed to
Okay.
win every game by 20, basically.
So it'll be a major upset. Do you think so? So you don't think the Lakers are going to get a game?
No, I think that they could get a game, but I'm saying my prediction is they will not get a game. They will
Hmm.
not.
Does JJ Redick get fired?
No, no. I mean, they're not. They're like I said, they're 17 and a half point underdogs, and they're not supposed to get a game. They won't.
Right.
They won't be like if OKC takes care of business those first 2 games, they're going to be favored game 3, and they'll be favored game 4. So the Lakers aren't supposed to win that series. So I think JJ Redick is fine. Remember, he actually did a good job this year in terms of what was expected from them, and
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
including Luca being hurt and having to go overseas to
I
get
could
who knows what.
get man. What? Luca, man. That's another one, man. Luca. Uh, okay, Minnesota and San Antonio. I think the NBA for ratings probably we need to see San Antonio. I think everybody you got to see San Antonio. Particularly Ant Man is not there,
Yeah,
and then you got Minnesota with the new blood. The what's the name? Wembanyama.
yeah,
You
oh yeah,
know,
San Antonio. Yeah, I mean, and Wembanyama, man, this guy is just. I don't think we've talked about him that much because
enough.
but I mean, this guy. I mean, he's like they're calling him an alien. It makes sense.
Mm.
He's like 7, obviously 7'5", can do everything, Bill. And then this guy, I mean, he's so mature and serious, so
Right,
serious, right?
right.
He's working out with Buddha monks
I
in the off
know,
season, like,
I know.
and he's only 2. Like that's something I could. First of all, I could never see anybody really doing it, but you would think the guy would have to be like 30 something to come to that.
But
It's
by the
like,
time he's 30, he won't be doing that. Trust me.
but to do that to at you're like 22 years old, you're like I need to go work out with some Buddha monks.
Well, yeah, but right now he's at that age now. I mean, that's why soldiers are always they get soldiers when they're young
That's
because they
true.
do anything.
That's
So
true.
he's at that stage now, and which is good. I remember he's cursing people out at the All-Star game because they were making defensive mistakes, and people like, hey, what? Come on, man, this shit ain't even serious, man. You
Right.
know, but no, but I think it would be great for ratings. Would you rather see who would you love to see in the finals? Who's a
Hmm.
bigger draw? So we want to see OKC and San Antonio. We want
Right.
that to be the Western Conference Finals, right?
Right. Right.
And then the Knicks, and I guess the Knicks. Who,
In
who would you
Detroit,
want?
maybe Detroit.
Well,
No, I'm saying, but
no, no, no
it'll
offense,
probably be Knicks in Detroit. That's what I mean.
but in
And
terms of ratings, let's do everything in terms of what really matters: clicks and ratings. What's the
I would
best
think
series?
probably San Antonio Knicks because of Wemby, and then the Knicks, New York.
Right in New
You
York,
know,
yeah. I think that would be great. Wimby and Minnesota. I think okay, but not OKC because they figure well OKC is fine, but
yeah,
the ratings last year the ratings probably weren't. It was great basketball, but the
right.
ratings
Great
weren't great.
basketball, but no, no one really cares all that much unless you're
Right,
like a true NBA fan.
right.
Um,
We don't care about them.
yeah,
We care about
even though Shea Gilgeous Alexander is probably going to be the back-to-back MVP this year, but
mhm.
But is he really? Who's more famous, Wembenyama or Shea Gilgeous?
Wemby. You know, I got that Wemby.
Right, right. So I think that's what people want to see.
So I think that's what we want. So that's what we want to see. Get your start getting your French together.
Exactly,
You know.
exactly.
Uh, yeah. Okay. So it's settled. It's going to be the Knicks. It'll be the Knicks and Wemby, San Antonio. And then listen, there's going to be who's Greg Popovich. You know, there'll be tributes to Popovich and they're coached by a brother too, right? San
Yes,
Antonio.
yes, yes.
So look, so you got San Antonio's got a brother. Uh, um,
The
uh,
Knicks got a
the
brother
Knicks got a brother.
for now.
Detroit for now. Detroit, you know,
Detroit has
for
a brother.
now. Orlando
Orlando
had one.
had a brother.
Well, they still have.
They have,
But
and I think he should be. I think he should be fine. He's a Jamal Mosley,
Jamal.
very good young coach. But there are rumors that he's been having issues with his best player, Paulo Banchero.
Uh-oh.
That's never a good thing.
That's never good because you know who wins that battle.
Right.
Yeah. So whatever you got to do, coach. You know, take the guy. You know, do whatever you got to do to
Yeah.
smooth that over.
Yeah.
So what else we got? So we've attacked Paige. Paige and
We didn't attack her.
no.
I know.
We talked about the issue. We
No,
love
I know.
Paige.
I know.
We
I
love
just want
Paige.
to make it clear. You know, we didn't.
No,
We didn't attack.
we love Paige, and we like Azzi. Azzi,
Yeah,
not
I like them
Azzi,
both.
but
They're both
she's
great.
really nice.
They're both great people.
Great
Very, yeah,
personality.
great
You know,
personalities. Both of them.
wonderful people. You know, so more power to them. Then we talked about Grable and Rossini. Sorry, we can't let it go. Grable and Rossini. We kind of paired those topics together.
Yeah,
You know, we probably unfairly.
yeah. I'm fair to
Because
AZ and Paige
because they're out in the open
right,
and they're both great people and
right.
there's no conflict of interest
No,
unless, as we said, they break up and all of a sudden the
no.
chemistry goes south.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Whereas Rossini was out there creeping and naming her allegedly creeping and allegedly, well, not allegedly, but naming her son Mike. By the way,
yeah, but maybe that was who knows.
the time frame says it was. You know, her son is very young, Bill.
Ugh. But you know, it'll probably come out that she and her husband have a great relationship and they've got an understanding. You know,
Well, I heard that the whole
got an
reason it came, and
understanding.
I haven't verified this, but I heard could be a complete rumor, but I heard that her those pictures and everything came out because of the husband. The husband was like had a
A
private
private eye.
investigator. Yeah, so
Well, he's worth his weight in gold. So anyway, this is my you see this?
the
This is my
hourglass.
hourglass. So I'm timing our segments, you know. That's what they feel. That was a good stuff. But last but not least, we wanted to talk about the NCAA tournament
Tournament.
expanding.
Right.
You know, the NCAA tournament
Bill,
expanding.
I know you kind of lost your interest in college basketball, not complete, but like obviously not
I
to
like
the
the Final Four.
yeah. So, but in terms of the tournament, do you care? Like as a person who you're not like deep in the weeds on this stuff like I am.
No.
You don't care.
Why do you object to it?
But
Or do you object to it?
yeah, I totally object because I follow the sport closely. I try to predict who'll get in the tournament, that type of thing. And once you get down to past 68, what are you talking about? You're talking about terrible teams, pretty much. That are you're adding 8 terrible teams to get in. And now what about this, Bill? Everybody loves to fill out the bracket, all this kind of stuff. Now you like when does it start? Like can you even fit all those teams on the bracket? Like what? I don't know who's playing who for like another
You just have
2
to
days.
you have to do your homework. You have to do more homework now. And listen, could there be the possibility of more upsets?
No. Well, I mean, the possibility.
I guess so.
But they're
Why do
not
you think
letting
that?
this. They're not including like low level team. You know what? You know what this is doing actually. So you know that it means that all of the 16 seeds now will have a play-in game. This is the format of it. So now all of the 16 seeds will have to play their way into the tournament, and two of the 15 seeds. So you keep going lower. Now, 2 15 seeds, they don't get automatic bids. They got to play another 15 seed to get in.
Which is more programming, right? More programming.
Well, that's why
more
they
TV.
did it. Well, that's why they did it, for the money.
Yeah, so you have more TV. You have to put more games on TV and feed the beast.
Betting.
So here we're going to give you
more
some
betting,
more games.
More betting.
Yeah. That's why the NFL is going to add another game, and probably before it's all over, they may be playing 20 years. You know, 20 games.
Well, when you think about it like that, it makes the NCAA tournament sound expansion trivial. When you have NFL players who are going to add 2 games, and that could kill them. You know what I'm saying?
They won't be around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, if you compare it to the NFL, it's nothing. You know,
Right.
if the NFL is doing it, anybody could do it.
But you're a purist, and you hate it going from 64 to 72. That's not another 8. That's 8 more teams.
Yeah, it's 8
are there
teams.
Are there 8 teams?
No, that's what I'm saying, Bill. No,
are there 8 teams that should have made the tournament this year?
There's not.
Even though 18, you can't find 8 teams that should have made the tournament.
No, and in fact, the last 2 who made it probably didn't deserve it. You know, it's already too big. Like the perfect number was 64.
It's too big. And it's too big. And you know, the only people who could win the championship, there are probably only 6 teams in the country that have a legitimate shot at winning the NCAA tournament. Now, maybe the women, because they're going to add. Are they going to add to the women?
Yes, and the women.
All right.
And for the women,
that could even be weakened.
It's going to be even money-wise, monetarily, they'll be operating at a loss. You know, but the men, they'll make it up for that on the men's side.
Yeah.
But as a college basketball purist, I hate it. You know, you're just adding these meaningless to me playing games between like you know, like who is terrible this year? Like South Carolina and
if you look at the in any way you can tell who were the last 4 teams to get in.
Yeah.
And look at who are the teams that did not get. In other words, there's always controversy about teams who did not get in. So who was belly aching, as they say, who was belly aching this year about not getting in? Right? Every year there are 3 or 4 teams that complain that they did not get in the tournament. So who are those teams that you are an aficionado? Who are the teams that complained about not getting in?
Well, it's funny. This year there were really no complaints. Like there was one team, Auburn. Auburn was mad they didn't get in. I think their record was like 17-16, and they were mad that they didn't get in. They played a tough schedule, but they couldn't.
So this year they'll get in.
Oh, they get in easily, because remember they got to take 7 teams worse than them. You know, and those teams
will get in.
Northwestern, exactly. Like Northwestern will get in. All the teams, you're going to have below 500 teams getting in the tournament.
Right.
And
they all have a fan base, Jamal. They all have a fan base, and they will all flock to that first play-in game. Wherever it's played, they'll all flock to get there.
And you know, the reason this happened was because the SEC commissioner, the Big Ten commissioner, they were in favor of it because it'll get more of their teams in, period.
Right.
They know that they'll reap the benefits from it the most, because it's usually, you know, the average teams from the big conferences who don't quite make it, they'll get in now.
Right. And that's probably going to hurt. Okay, now look at the NIT. Who's in the NIT? So you look at the 4 finalists in the NIT, or
they'll get
whatever.
In.
They're going to get in.
Right.
And you could argue that the NIT teams were, you know, they had something, you know. So now the NIT. So maybe some HBCU team will get into the NIT. Maybe they'll invite them.
That might happen. Because the NIT, they're hurting from this. Because who the hell are they going to invite now? We're taking their 8 best teams for the NIT.
Right. You're killing us. Yeah, so good. So maybe Howard will get, you know.
Maybe they should just
So
make it a damn HBCU tournament. Maybe you get some.
well,
Maybe you'll get some people.
I want the HBCU to do what they got the Celebration Bowl,
Right.
which is the champion in football, the champion of the SWAC will play the champion of the MEAC in Atlanta for the Black National Championship, which I like a lot. And I said, why can't basketball do that? Take all the black conferences, CIAA, the SCAC, the MEAC, and the SWAC, and they could have like a 3-day tournament to crown their own champion.
I
I
like
said
that.
the reason why they can't do that is that they get, unlike football, if you get into the NCAA tournament, you get money. They call them units. You get money, and so no president or AD wants to forfeit the
No,
money
you
for
can't,
principle.
and you
You
can't.
know,
But you can do what the NIT does. You could. How about you just take the rest of the teams who don't make it to the NCAA tournament, and just have a tournament, have a black college tournament like that.
there should definitely be a
Division
black
one.
college tournament. Yeah, there should be a Division 1 black college basketball tournament in March or April.
Right. I agree.
And whatever black schools want to go, because they're not going to get past the first round.
No.
The black schools that do qualify are
They
going to get
should,
slaughtered.
so
They're going to get
they
slaughtered.
should still be allowed to play.
Yeah, they should have to. Okay, listen, we'll be here. After you lose, you can still come back and you can play with us.
And especially now because they're all going to be in the playing game. Period.
Right,
No matter what, there will
right.
never ever be another black college HBCU that's not in the playing. That's
Right.
forever gone now.
Right. Almost like the voting, only like voting rights.
Yeah, voting rights,
know.
like black voting rights, forever gone. Okay, it's over. It's over. It's reconstruction again. Period.
Without the basketball, they reconstruction. They'd have they didn't have the NFL back then. Although I guess they. Although they had us doing something. They had like boxing. We are the jockeys on the plantation.
The jockeys.
We were always doing something. Oh God, you have to laugh at this shit, man. It's so awful.
No, it is.
So,
awful.
All right, man. Well, listen, our time's about to run out. But we hit all the topics, man. And how long have we been on the air?
About 50 minutes.
52 minutes, almost an hour, man.
Yeah.
And we guarantee you, people, that Jamal and I on Bros Pod are going to begin looking at this as a job now. We're going to look at it as a job. I mean, it's been a recreation. We've been doing this. Next May, is our 10th anniversary of us working together in podcasts. Before podcasts even really began, we were kind of on the cutting edge with what were you with CBS?
CBS
what were we
Play
doing
It.
that for?
Remember that? CBS Play It?
Yeah. Play it. You guys could look it up.
Yeah, look
it up. We were there, 2016.
Google that. And Bill,
Google. I don't even think Google was.
And Bill, it only took us 10 years to take it seriously. So, it's fine.
Yeah. But now we're saying, okay, because you got kids getting ready to go to college and all this. And now
let's take this seriously, Bill.
I think we're gonna have your kids are gonna have a podcast. I know we'll have your two sons have a podcast. In fact, we'll have my grandson. They'll have, he'll be on the podcast too. We'll have everybody have a podcast.
Very soon. And they'll all be playing youth sports.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because you're gonna have to have another podcast to pay for the youth sports. We'll bring back so they can afford to play.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
speaking of, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go find my kids an agent. Now we think about it.
Oh, absolutely. Particularly, Kareem wants to be a quarterback.
Oh, there's a lot of money just to get into college. Think about that now. Like if you get your kid just to be a great college prospect, that's a lot of money right there. You don't have to think. It doesn't even matter getting to the pros anymore.
Forget the pros. Just to
Forget the pros. Get that $4 million from University of Miami or something.
Right, and forget it. And then who needs the pros?
Right. Especially if you can stay 8 years.
So our friend of the program, Kyle, who's not been on for a while, he's about to become a father. because he and his wife were expecting a child sometime, any day now, any day in May.
Wow.
Their
Wow.
child will be born.
Congratulations.
We just got to note that his wife, Ayana, just became she just pledged AKA. So she just went over today. She
Oh
crossed
wow.
the burning sands today. Graduate chapter, by the way.
Yeah,
You
she has a
know,
lot. She has a lot going on,
a lot going on. Become an AKA.
and
She's going to
you're
become
about to have a
a
child.
mother.
Wow.
It's a lot, and she's a great broadcaster. Really,
Right.
really great TV thing. So we'll have to have Kyle on. We'll have to have Steve Wilson, the great Steve Wilson, on, and we'll have to have Kyle on. To talk about stuff. All right, Jamal. I think
All right.
we've entertained for 55 minutes.
Yes.
Um,
Thanks to the listeners. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being loyal. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, all that. Follow us. Keep following us on social media, or follow us if you don't at BrosPod on Twitter, at BrosPod on Instagram, Bill Roden on Sports on Facebook. And we'll be back soon. We'll see. We'll see what's up with these Knicks and Lakers and Thunder and Wemby. We got a long way to
and
go.
Wemby.
The NBA playoffs last for about 3 months or something.
And
You know,
we'll be doing this like in like August. You know, but it's good programming. So, all right, man. So, everybody, be safe, have fun, keep praying, keep your eye on the ball, and it's all. I keep getting these. I keep getting these notices, like on this. I bought this new. Check out the Apple Neo. Apple Neo.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, check it out. Apple Neo. It's pretty cool.
Mhm.
And anyway, another story. All right, Jamal. Always great hanging out with you. People, keep your eye on the ball, keep praying. And we will see you next week because we are taking this seriously now. We may give you like 3 podcasts a week.
Yeah, sounds good.
What do you think about that?
There you
All
go.
right.
We got to do what we got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. All right, y'all. See you next week.